6:30 on the dot. We'll call the regular City of Hoyt Lakes Council meeting for Tuesday, April 28th to order. Roll call, please.
Councilor Jar? Here. Councilor Ekman? Here. Matheson?
Here.
Mayor Scott?
Here.
And Councilor Grams is not present tonight.
All right, thank you. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Moving on to the consent agenda. Has everybody had a chance to read through that? Any comments or questions for anything in there? Hearing nothing, I will ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I'll make that motion.
Motion from Councilor Matheson, second from Councilor Jarvala. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Moving on to the Guests and Citizens Forum. Is there anybody that has anything to say or any questions? Nothing. We will move right along into reports from staff. City Administrator Weiberg.
So as I said a while back, some of our bonds matured a while ago, and even some last year that we didn't know about, or I wasn't aware of. So we did reinvest some of the monies from the bonds that did mature in the same funds, 4.3% interest. And then also I'm meeting tomorrow with Northland Public Finance tomorrow and look and see what he can offer as well. So we'll have two players in the bond game. And then, well, as it relates to the PD, question came up about funds that they had, and we are able to reinvest those funds from the K-9 and the DARE program if we wish. That's it. Oh, our audit's complete and journal entries will be going in. So prior to our next financial meeting, or when the finances come out, we'll have the adjusted entries in. So we'll be looking at last year's hard numbers, audited numbers. So.
Sounds good. Thank you for taking care of all those things. We will move over to City Administrator Lewicki. Anything from you tonight?
Thank you for the promotion, Mayor. I appreciate that.
Yours turned on.
What did I say?
What's that?
You said administrator.
Oh, city attorney. We have two city administrators now. City attorney.
No, I only have some comments on items on the agenda. I'll wait till they come up.
Sounds good. Thank you, City Attorney Lewicki. All right. Moving on to reports from elected officials. Councilor Jarvala.
I have nothing tonight.
What?
Well, that's a first.
Yeah, be that way. Go ahead.
All right. Councilor Ekman, anything from you?
I went to a library board meeting last week and they hired a new clerk. They hired Deidre Westover. So she'll be a good addition, I think. I started planting seeds with the kids for the kids community gardening. So it'll be interesting to see what we grow, if we grow anything. And that's about it.
Sounds good. Thank you. Councilor Matheson?
And nothing for me.
All right. For me, I attended my first Youth Hockey Association board meeting last week or the week before, so just kind of getting updated on all of their things. Kind of the only piece maybe that we'll have to coordinate with Director Peterson about potentially next year them not having as many volunteers as they have had. So maybe just looking at some alternative ways to make sure that the concession stand or the hockey hut, whatever name you want to give it, is just kind of staffed during different events, hockey games and things like that. So that's kind of the big update that I would want to provide. So that is it from me. So we'll move right along into old business. 10.1 mosquito control contract with D&B Environmental Services. We had Dean kind of look into kind of the finances of that and paying and just making sure that we were providing the amounts that we were supposed to be per the contract. So do you mind giving a little update on that?
Yeah, that's fine. I went back, well, Betsy and I went back 3 years. We pulled the invoices from the mosquito contract and they matched up exactly to the dollar amount of the contract So we weren't charged for any additional services or rentals. And that's addendum 10.1 on the contract for anybody's information. So you can move that.
All right. And then I think last council meeting talked with Kenny about them providing the services. It sounds like they do a good job for what they do. Is there any other further discussion or questions regarding this contract with this group? Hearing none, I will ask for a motion to approve the mosquito control contract with the MB Environmental Services. Motion from Councillor Jarvala. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second from Councillor Ekman. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Yeah, thanks for looking into that, Dean and Betsy. 10.2, request to allow campers in the arena parking lot. We had touched upon this last week, or not last week, last council meeting, kind of discussed, it had been brought up that potentially there's a limit that you are able to have. Sounded like Water Carnival has ran into that before. So they kind of brought that to our attention on like how many campers or tents, those different types of things you can camp in are allowed in a space. Is this something that you were able to look into at all, Joel? Or no?
No, I have not. I haven't found anything that would be particularly helpful on that.
Okay. I guess the only thing so when we went back into the office, either the week after or whenever, talked with Sherry, who used to work at the county, and she's, so it wasn't the county that was going to Water Carnival, kind of finding them for having too many campers there. It was the Department of Health, it sounded like. So I looked on the Minnesota Department of Health's website just to see what this might be regarding. So I looked at their summary of general requirements for recreational camping areas. So if you want to know anything about recreational camping, I did a ton of research into it. So I'm your new expert. So what I had found, so I'll just kind of read what it has here. So recreational camping area means any area, whether privately or publicly owned, used on a daily, nightly, weekly, or longer basis for the accommodation of 5 or more tents or recreational camping vehicles free of charge or for compensation. So I guess just my reading of that is for something to be like a recreational camping area, it needs to be less than 5, if I'm reading that.
More than?
Or if it's a recreational, yeah, it's a recreational camping area if it has 5 or more. So I guess, okay, that's how I read it. And then just there's different requirements that go along with what a recreational camping area is. So I think if we approve it just for the arena parking lot, I think 4 would be fair, just so that we don't run into any issues with the Department of Health. I would think that they would probably want more than that, but just in reading that, I think the most it can be 4 without running into any issues with the Department of Health, just for right now. And what I was thinking with this kind of being a first time type of thing with like a wedding, just having it free of charge, them putting the campers there. And if everything goes well, then we can coordinate with Dean and Joel and Rec Director Peterson about coming up with some sort of agreement or working things in the future to where that might be a draw for folks for being able to pay and use that spaces to do overnight parking in campers. So I think just using this one as kind of a trial run and everything goes good, then we can proceed with looking at different ways of using that to get some revenue when folks want to camp or use that facility for overnight. So that's what I was able to find. I'm by no means an expert, but that's just what I was able to find. Is there anybody else that has anything that they have questions about or would want to talk through?
Well, we discussed in the last meeting about the
a security deposit, if you would, you know.
Yeah.
Damage deposit, whatever, if they pay that. And I really like the safety aspect of keeping people from driving after a wedding. That's a whole lot better off. I mean, if they're going to the motel or staying in a camper down there, if they're not on the road, we're all better off.
Right.
Any idea, Brent, how many people they're gonna have staying there in campers?
She didn't say.
Oh.
I guess so. I don't know. I think it was more of a just. She didn't even know a number yet. It was more all of a sudden she had people reaching out saying, "We can't book rooms at the hotel. They're full. Where can we stay? The campground's full." That type of stuff.
Yeah.
And so it was more of a, I think she was preemptively reaching out to be like, "Can people just do that?"
Well, they
Can they
stay
pull their
down
camper?
there during the water carnival. So, you know,
I mean, I understand the Department of Health stuff, but I'm like, so that says private or public land. Like, I mean, so if growing up, my kid had 6 friends out at our land in Aurora and 6 of them threw up tents, that's all of a sudden considered a recreational camping area.
Right.
And the Department of Health jumps in and gets involved. Like,
I think with a
I
lot
feel like that is maybe because we're a city
Overkill.
entity, I get, but like
Right.
just to say, well, any private or public land, like, holy cow.
right. And I don't think you're going to see someone that works for the Department of Health driving around looking for kids camping in the backyard and going and stomping on their fire and saying, "Get out of here." But so that's the information I was able to find on the Department of Health's website. Not saying that I agree with it by any means. Just having 5 or more tents in an area that's considered a recreational camping area. I don't
Could they
agree
send
with
some
that.
over to the community building parking lot?
Right. So
Right,
that's
can they spread out in the city?
so that's kind of what I was talking with Rec Director Peterson about, is that they asked specifically about the arena, and they had it put on the council agenda for the arena. But if they want to touch base with Rec Director Peterson about some additional overflow or whatever, they can do that. But
I would presume no fires in the parking lot.
yeah,
you know.
so I kind of
But like I said, they're down there for water carnival, and this is just before, right?
No, this is
June
June.
6th.
Beginning
so
of
like-
June.
yeah.
Yeah,
Month
so it's
before,
bef-
a
so
little
it's
over a month.
before water carnival. Keeps them off the road too.
So would you want to put the number limit on it, or just kind of with
You're
the-
saying 5 to 10 is the,
5 or more tents or recreational camping vehicles? So that's like 4 RVs in a tent. That's, from me reading that, it seems like that would be a recreational camping area.
What changes that can go over 5? Do they provide anything additional?
Yeah,
I mean, there's no other stipulations. This like we're not like it's not saying that to have that recreational area, you allow people all the time to just come camp there, or like because this is one event and they're just staying overnight. Does that take that away? Or, I mean, I guess I feel like you can't just the department. I feel like that's not just shouldn't just be a generic term. Like if there's 5 or more their tents in one area, that's now a recreational camping area. Like
Right.
that's just.
I think you have to provide like a shower facility and all
So, yeah, if
bathrooms
you-
and all that kind of stuff.
you
and
hit-
it's
But again, so like,
recreational.
I'm wondering if that means if the city were to say this parking lot can anybody can pull up and camp in there whenever they want. I feel like I guess I'm thinking that's more of what these stipulations are. I mean,
It's actually different. I do know that they have a special event camping. I think that's what the citation you're referencing, Mayor, was talking about, is this special event camping permit. It was a license that the Department of Health has. That's what has the 5 or more constraint on it. So if you're 4 or less, I think that you're okay. And anything over that is potentially going to be an issue without getting the permit. Water Carnival already does this. They already obtained the permit for the areas that have this special event camping through the Minnesota Department of Health. And I'm sure someone with that committee has information on what's required
Well,
in
they
that
got
application
fined.
process. Because they didn't have
The bathroom.
Yeah.
the things they needed to have with it. So
Jill, they'll have access to all the facilities because they'll have the keys for the weekend for that wedding. So they will be able to use the bathroom if they wish, and water.
Yeah, and I don't know what those requirements are. So,
But when they do like that bike group and they have how many tents?
You say, do they get a
have?
special permit with the city or with the state?
I don't.
Yeah, because they're out of Stevens.
Because there was
Chambers.
like 100 and some tents all. Look, I don't know.
And there's nothing there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're not hooking up to anything. Yeah, and again, yeah, I don't agree with the definitions and things like that. But if we said this for the arena, it doesn't take away from them touching base with Bucky and putting a couple up by the community center parking lot or over by the beach or some different parking lots. If there's some additional campers that they need to have, but
Or they can just pay the fine
would it
if they come.
would it be them paying the fine or us paying the
Oh,
fine?
I don't know.
That's where I don't know.
We're the landowners.
Right. So I would assume.
I think the fact that we know about it now would be us.
Yeah.
If we never knew about it,
Right.
So if
There's
we
the
get a
key.
ticket, they can pay it.
Next time, John.
So your recommendation, Joel, would be keeping it under or 4 or under.
yes.
Okay. So I had looked through it on different. So I looked through the website and different things that they might want to require just so that it goes fine. So like David mentioned with the fires and things like that. Is there any further discussion before I bring up kind of the potential motion I was thinking about in my brain? It's kind of a longer one, but any other pieces? I mean, 4 is something, again, that's keeping people safe off the road from, and like we had talked about before, they sounds like they booked out the hotel and things like that, but they can still coordinate with Bucky if there's more than 4 campers looking where to place those and things like that. So yeah, we want to make sure that everyone that goes there is safe because they've done their due diligence and filling up the camp, or I don't know if it was the campsite too, but for sure the hotel. So kind of what in my mind I was thinking, so the motion would be to approve the use of the parking arena parking lot for a one-time use of overnight wedding parking from June 6th, 2026 to June 7th, 2026 for 4 or less campers with conditions that the campers don't block traffic or exits, that there are no open fires, and that the wedding party ensures that the space is cleaned before they leave. So that's kind of the motion I was thinking about. Do people think that's fair or make changes?
Are we going to
to
have
that?
them pay like a security deposit or?
When talking with Bucky, with just being like a first time thing with allowing this and us not knowing if we were allowed to put 4 or 10 or whatever, that we just see how this goes. We use this as a trial run, not putting any sort of fee on it. And then if things do go good, there aren't like fires and that they start and that there's not like this big trash heap, then we look forward to making changes to like when folks
They're paying
rent
a
out the
deposit
arena.
for the arena though.
Right.
So
They are paying for the arena
Yeah.
already. So there are funds coming in that way. But I think this is just a good trial run to see how allowing some overnight parking at the arena goes. And if it goes good, then we can look at continuing to allow that and then but putting an additional fee on it on top of renting out the arena. So that's kind of what I was thinking. So at this point, not putting a fee on it, but they are still paying for the arena and using it for their wedding. So how does that sound to folks? That motion, did that sound good to you guys? Okay. I'm not going to read it again. So is there a motion for what I had said before?
what was it again?
I refuse.
Could you repeat that?
I'll make a motion.
Motion from Counselor Ekman. Is there a second?
I'll do it.
Second from Counselor Jarvala. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. And then I think Counselor
abstain.
Matheson will abstain. Yep. All right. Yeah, I'm kind of disappointing that it can't be more than 4 if they do end up needing more. But again, they can coordinate with Bucky on that. But at least we got 4 campers to allow some folks to stay there and not worry about drinking and driving and things like that. So, all right, moving on to new business. 11.1, J-Way LLC liquor license transfer. It looks like that'll be for the Haven to provide their services at that wedding on June 6th. So this looks like a typical liquor license that we usually see. So is there a motion to approve J-Way LLC liquor license transfer to the arena on 6/6/26?
I'll make a motion.
Motion from Counselor Ekman. Is there a second?
So moved.
Second from Counselor Jarvala. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried.
I guess technically, do I abstain from that one also, or can I yay that one? I
You,
don't think it matters. But
right, yeah.
I don't know if the other. That one's not so much a personal. That's the Haven asking. So
Right, yeah, that's true.
I yayed that one.
Nice. All right, we got Counselor Matheson on aye for that one. So they're getting their liquor, which is important for a wedding, I suppose. 11.2 Ranger Snowmobile Club Minnesota lawful gambling application. Anything you folks want to share about that, or?
We're just gonna be running a raffle around water carnival time,
Okay,
and, we just need the approval to do the drawing and tally.
sounds good. All right, so they will be doing that at the VFW. I'm sure they'll have like flyers and things like that going out. But this looks like a typical application that we usually get. Any discussion or questions for that? Hearing none, I will ask for a motion to approve the Ranger Snowmobile ATV Club Minnesota lawful gambling application. Motion from Counselor Jarvala. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second from Counselor Matheson. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Moving on to 11.3 broken putter license applications. So we have these three that I think we've gotten in past years. So liquor license, tobacco license, and then THC license. Anything to bring up for any of that?
Same as, we prorated it last year, and we were planning on prorating it again this year for the THC tobacco. Liquor license, we don't prorate, that's the $660 fee, but we do have in the past been prorating the THC and tobacco license.
The THC license, is that for drinkables or?
I believe it's,
Last year, there was both.
I think
Gummies and drinkables, or was it
Yeah.
smokables, or?
No smokables, no
Okay.
smokables.
So I think, yeah, they did that last year. I didn't hear of any issues with, the drinking side of the THC or the gummies or anything. So there's that. But so it sounds like not prorating liquor license, but we'll prorate the tobacco and THC licenses, just considering that they're not open for that full year. They're just open for that specific amount of time. So any further discussion on any of those things or questions? Hearing none, we'll go through it through A, B, and C. So 11.3A, I'll ask for a motion to approve their liquor license application, and that won't be prorated.
I'll make a motion.
Motion from
Second.
Counselor Ekman, second from Counselor Jarvala. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Moving on to 11.3B, motion to approve the tobacco license, and that will be prorated.
I'll make that motion.
Motion from Counselor Matheson. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second from Counselor Ekman. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. And lastly, moving on to 11.3, THC application. So I will ask for a motion to approve the THC application, and that will be prorated.
I'll make a motion.
Motion from Counselor Ekman. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second from Counselor Matheson. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Nay.
We have one opposed or nay from Counselor Jarvala, but motion carries. Moving on to 11.4. So 11.4 through 11.8, it looks like, will be for our seasonal hires. So starting out with 11.4, looks like arts and crafts instructor. The recommendation would be to hire Jill Ekman. She's done that for the past handful of years, and I've heard nothing but compliments for that. And I'm not just saying that because she's sitting right here. So again, Kenny and Bucky, and I'm sure they coordinated with you too, Dean, about who they thought they should give those seasonal positions to. So, all right. So I'll ask for a motion to approve Jill Ekman as arts and crafts instructor.
So moved.
Motion from Counselor Jarvala. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second from Counselor Matheson. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm going
Any-
to abstain.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea, I suppose. Any opposed?
You're so good.
Hearing none. Motion carried. All right, moving along to 11.5. Looks like they have a recommendation for the arts and crafts helper. Alexi is the recommendation. Is there a motion to approve her as the helper?
So moved.
Motion from Counselor Jarvala. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Ooh, got it.
You're seconding your own helper?
Yep.
She can second it.
All right, we'll give it to Counselor Ekman. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Moving on to 11.6, recommendation for mowers, Paul and Doug. So is there a motion to approve them as the mowers at the golf course?
So moved.
Motion from Counselor Jarvala. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second from Counselor Ekman. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Moving along to 11.7, Wade West as assistant greenskeeper. So is there a motion for that, for him to be the assistant greenskeeper out at the golf course?
I'll make that motion.
Motion from Counselor Matheson. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second from Counselor Ekman. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. And then lastly, for the seasonal hires, we have the student summer hires. I won't read through all the names, but is there a motion to approve the summer students for their positions within the public works, utilities, golf course, and then just general recreation?
Question.
Yes.
I know one of these teenagers.
Mhm.
Plan on abstaining? Do I have to abstain from all of them?
No.
It's the public utilities. He's the only one, Austin Wallner.
Okay. Yeah, we can do it by section.
Okay.
Well, I know them all.
I was going to say, I don't know if that's.
Yeah, I guess it's just because it's neighbor.
He's my neighbor.
Yeah,
My,
that.
I
my
think you're
nephew's
fine.
in there.
What's that?
I was going to say, she's related to somebody in the
Yeah, my
Lord.
I mean,
nephew's in there.
if there's no problem, I've known him
Brennan's
since he was born.
cousin's in there. Hard in a small town.
Right.
I do have one question.
Yeah.
I know it's come up in the past, like with Snetzinger's kid not working under him. I see on here under recreation is Huck Peterson. Is that considered a conflict of interest with Bucky being where he is?
I don't think so. With part-time, I thought it was just.
Because I know that's why Jared, when he would
He had to work at the
hire, he had
golf
to work at the
course.
golf course. He couldn't work under
Kenny.
Kenny. I just don't want. I know that there was a
Nepotism.
nepotism thing brought up not that long ago that passed
Right.
through everything. So I won't say how I know that, but I could care less. I don't think there's going to be any issue. But I mean, technically, is there an issue there?
I thought it was for full-time
Think there would
employees. But I'll see if it's on the
Well, it wasn't just because.
Yeah, because they always had Jared work at the golf
Yeah.
course, because then he wouldn't be directly under Kenny. And that was the reasoning why, is what they said.
I'm bringing it up now because I don't want to hear somebody complain about it later. I don't think it's an issue. I really don't. But, and I know like in the summer, Bucky is out at the golf course. So I guess I don't know what the recreation ones do anyway, but are they really under Bucky in the
I
summer?
think they're the ones that do like the fields and that kind of stuff.
And is that still technically under Peterson, Bucky?
It would be.
I feel like I remember it just being for full-time employees, but I'm not finding it. Would we need to have this done for tonight, or can it wait till the next?
It doesn't matter what department we assign them to. If you're going to hire them, you're going to hire them.
Okay.
We can always change the departments if we
Oh.
have to.
Okay. So yeah, we can do that as hiring these kiddos for the student summer hires, and then if we find out that if part-time can work under whoever, then we'll leave it. But if part-time can't, then we can just shift things around into different, because we have public utilities and public works in addition to public, or the rec department, so we can move things around. So I think that would be it. Yeah, I don't think, the neighbor piece of it, you would have to abstain.
What's that?
Yeah, with the neighbor piece of it, I don't think you'll have to abstain.
Okay.
What about my nephew?
I think that would be, yeah. You can abstain just from him,
Just for him?
and then I'll abstain just from Huck also. So, is there a motion to approve the hiring of the summer students?
So moved.
Motion from Counselor Jarvala. Is there a second?
I'll make that motion.
Second from Counselor Matheson. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. And then Jill.
I'm
Who
abstaining.
did you guys abstain from?
Nikos. Izzy is my nephew.
She'll abstain from Nikos, and I'll abstain from Huck. But then, yeah, we'll look into the full-time versus part-time thing, and then we'll kind of go from there.
Are you related to Huck?
Yep, unfortunately. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Your mic is
That's
still.
that's
All right.
that's on
Oh, I
TV.
forgot to mute myself. My bad. No, I'm just kidding.
And again, I'm not just saying that it's just strictly because of the nepotism policy that got passed, because I think that was for just full-time because they made a way around the EMT thing, I believe, right?
Right,
For
yeah.
that. But I'm just saying, I know it's been common practice that the director's kids work in different
Right.
areas other than under their own father.
So yeah, something that Dean, you can follow up with the directors about and figure out what the best way to proceed with that is.
I know my brothers worked with my dad, but he wasn't a supervisor, but they would work at the water plant. when My dad worked. So I don't know.
Yeah, something we can follow up on. Moving into 11.9, postage machine lease agreement. Do you mind speaking to that, Dean?
Oh, I was doing some math for a customer back there. So that this is a renewal or renewing a lease for our postage machine and stamper for Pitney Bowes. So it's up. It's 3 years. It went up $60 a quarter, so about 200 or 240 a year. So it's a 3-year lease. We get a new machine, updated software, and all that, and then we can keep stamping cards and envelopes. That's for postage too, so it's not just a stamper. It's a postage machine. And it's identical to the one that was approved 3 years ago. I just did it, other than the price went up a little bit.
All right. Any further discussion or questions for Dean with this lease agreement? Hearing none, I'll ask for a motion to approve the postage machine lease agreement.
I'll make a motion.
Motion
Second.
from Counselor Ekman, second from Counselor Jarvala. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Finally, moving on to 11.10, Masabi's class of 2026 arena fee waiver request for prom. So yeah, we generally get this request during prom time. I think we've done it the past handful of years, just with kind of the limited funds that they have as like a, not school, but as a group or committee that plans these and puts these on. They put this on. They just request that the fee be waived. And again, we've done that for the past handful of years.
I'll make that motion.
Motion from Counselor Jarvala. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second from Counselor Ekman. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. And that is it for our agenda. So I'll ask for a motion for adjournment.
I'll make that motion.
Motion
second.
from Counselor Matheson, second from Counselor Ekman. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Thank you.